Welcome to Rays of Hope, where inspiration meets possibilities. Join us on this journey as we explore videos that illuminate the path to positivity, resilience, and success. This video explores how trauma shapes codependency and why many people learn to prioritize others as a survival response. You find yourself feeling angry or resentful because you constantly give more than you receive, yet you don't know how to stop. You use manipulation or indirect communication like sulking or vague hints to try and get your needs met, rather than direct honesty. Your mood is almost entirely determined by the mood of the person closest to you, whether a partner, a child, or a family member. You stay in relationships that are clearly unhealthy or damaging because the fear of being alone is overwhelming. Saying no feels impossible, the boundary problem. For the codependent person, saying no doesn't just feel difficult, it feels like an existential threat. Boundaries, which are simply statements of needs and limits, are nearly impossible to set because the individual links their very self-worth to agreeableness. The underlying trauma creates a conviction that if you disappoint someone, if you set a limit, or if you prioritize yourself, you risk total abandonment. This fear of disappointing someone and thus risking the rejection that confirms the inner fear of worthlessness overrides all personal comfort or preference. You choose to endure personal stress, exhaustion, or resentment rather than speak up. Concrete examples include automatically agreeing to work late when you're already burned out, lending money you can't afford to lose, or pretending to enjoy an activity just to keep a partner happy. Your self-worth is tied to their happiness. A central feature of codependency is the outsourcing of self-esteem. Your sense of value isn't internally generated, it's determined by how much you can contribute to, fix, or save a partner or friend. If you succeed in soothing their distress or managing their chaos, you get a temporary high, a feeling of competence that compensates for the deep-seated, trauma-based insecurity. Conversely, if the other person is unhappy, fails at a task, or leaves the relationship, the codependent person feels like a profound failure. They internalize the other person's emotions and outcomes as proof of their inadequacy or failure to perform the caretaking role correctly. This creates an exhausting cycle where the codependent person tries harder and harder to manage the unmanageable, simply to stabilize their own fragile self-regard. Taking back control. Simple steps toward healthy relationships. The shift away from codependency involves moving your focus inward, redirecting the intense energy you once aimed at others back toward yourself. This is a practice of shifting internal focus from external validation to internal security. Healing isn't a sudden event, it's a gradual, compassionate practice that requires patience. Learning to get comfortable with discomfort. Breaking free requires you to practice new behaviors that will feel deeply uncomfortable at first. You must learn that stating your needs or tolerating inevitable relationship conflict in a healthy, communicative way is essential. When you begin to set a boundary, whether it's saying that you can only help for 30 minutes or that you can't attend an event, you will likely experience a surge of anxiety, fear, or guilt. This anxiety isn't necessarily a sign that you did something wrong. It is simply your nervous system activating the old trauma response, anticipating the rejection that never comes. Recognize that the anxiety that comes with asserting yourself is normal, temporary, and actually less scary than your trauma response anticipates. Practice sitting through the discomfort to prove to your brain that setting limits is safe. Start small and celebrate every success. This section highlights how early overwhelm creates patterns that affect adult relationships. Stay tuned for part 2. Thank you for joining us on this uplifting journey with Rays of Hope. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe to stay tuned for more videos that spark hope and empowerment. Until next time, keep shining brightly. Thank you for watching.